Welcome back, folks. Here at the shop by myself today, and I made a few discoveries that I guess we didn't see right away, but once we got everything cleaned up. This is the bottom of the yoke for the steering clutch. And this is basically a ball that fits in a bushing or socket in the bottom of the transmission house or the final drive housing. And you always pull in one direction, so I don't know if you can tell, but down here is not worn, but on this side is worn, and that's from pulling in the same direction all the time because this does not rotate. So I happen to have a brand new bushing here, and you can see not much side to side, but up and down is quite a bit. So what I did to remedy that was I found out it's extremely difficult to get these off. I had to superheat it, press it off, weld it up, and turn it down in the lathe with a few finishing passes on polishing, but there's very little movement, but it gives you room for it to twist. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's going to basically do this in there, but that eliminated that. I also noticed when we took it apart that if you look right in this area, you can see this move up and down. Well, the pin that holds that in was worn, and the yoke itself was not. So I put a bushing in there and turned the pin down. No movement at all, but it still lets it move back and forth this way. So I'll walk you through the steps of me fixing that and show you along the way, but here we go. Okay, this is after the yoke is out. This is the throwout bearing. You can see that this stud, it's got a lot of slop to it. So you can measure this part, and it's pretty much 3/4 of an inch. And then you can look on the pin itself. You'll see a little line there. This is where it's worn really bad. There's a lot of flop. So what I'll do is I'll put a bushing in here, turn this side down to receive the ID of the bushing, and we'll tighten that up quite a bit. So let me do that. I got it chucked up in the lathe, and what we'll do is turn it down to receive this 75 ID bushing. They'll go on there just like that. It already has a center inside the bolt. Just chucked it in my chuck there, and we'll do a little turning. Yeah, I just finished turning that one down. You can see, just pretty simple. Make the ID fit the ID, and this is 75, 3/4 inch. It'll fit our yoke bearing assembly real easy. So this is what we started with. Again, you can see that fine line on there where this side has worn much more than this side. But we're going to remedy that with this setup. So now let's make two. Alright, now that we got those two fixed, the next problem we have is, like I showed you in the beginning, you can see that line. This side has all the worn part of it where it was rubbing, and the bottom is not. And here you can see maybe there's a pretty good shoulder inside there where that was on here. So a lot of slop versus the one I've already fixed. No slop. And this is a new race, but I only have one. So even with a new race, it shows that much. So let's heat this up, press it off, weld it up, turn it down, and then do the same for the race and fix that. Well, just got the race all welded up, getting ready to turn the ID down back to a nice fresh true diameter. Alright, here we are all set up to press the ball out of the yoke. And this is the easiest, sketchiest way I could figure out how to do it. So what I'll do is use the induction heater, or induction heater here, to heat the outside, maybe swell it just enough. We'll put some pressure on it and knock it out. So let me get set up here, figure out a way to hold the camera, and I'll bring you back. All right, let's try this again. Get my heater plugged up. Heat it a little bit. I'm hiding behind this in case something should go wrong. Let me add a little pressure here. Put a little more heat on it. Too much tonnage on it. We're on the home stretch now. We'll take the pressure off, get our heater out of the way. Put something smaller in there. Oh, I see what we're going to do now. My bracket here, my blocking is slipped up above the ball. I got it to move, but we're going to have to fix that. So let me fix that and bring it back. Alright, here we got our setup adjusted. So let's finish pressing it out, and I don't think we'll need any more heat. There she blows. Here's what we were after. So now we'll fix that in the lathe, heat it up, turn it down, be good as new. Alright, I just made a real quick way to hold that ball. I just took a bolt, stuck it in there with 2 lock washers on either side to give me a shoulder, and I'll turn the lathe on, weld it up, let it cool, custom fit it to the bushing. We'll bring you back in a few minutes. Alright, bring you back. I got this welded up, turned down. It's not perfect by any means, but for what it's going to do, it's ideal. Got the bushing turned. Had a little chatter marks in there, but again, all this is going to do is allow that yoke to pivot back and forth. So next thing to do is to heat this back up, and we'll press it onto the end of the yoke. Alright, got the bushing in the induction heater. We'll just heat that up and press it on. Get close up here. And while we're heating it up, it's so it will expand and go on to our stud on our yoke. If I don't know how hot to get it, but we're just winging it. It's not a how-to, it's how I do. spacer in there. Alright, it's fully seated. Anyway, here we go. That pressed back on. Of course, that's the bad side there that you... But that little crack don't mean nothing. It's a grease holder. So, we'll put it together and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, got them back together. Got the new bolts in. You can look here. There's no movement on either side. It does let you pivot back and forth. There are balls on the end. You know, we just finished this piece. New bushing. Slight click. Just for reference, here's the old one. Here's the rebuilt one. Here's the one with the new one. I might need to work on that in just a little bit more, but it's gonna let it pivot. So that brings us to the end of that project. So now these are ready to install. Just waiting on some bearings to put the pinion shaft in. But we do have our liner shims that we can start on the block. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.